Welcome to Replenish. Today, our session is on momentum. So, the measure of our motion is momentum. Okay. If something or someone is moving, then it has momentum. If it is not moving, it has no momentum. And momentum is measured by speed and weight. Okay. The more weight you have, the greater the force, the greater the power, the more momentum that you have, it creates more force and more power because of the weight and the speed. The heavier something is, the faster it goes, right? When you have negative weight, you go fast, but you're going fast in the wrong direction, right? If you have positive weight, then you are speeding towards your goal. You're speeding towards your destiny. Okay. Negative weight would be things like unnecessary burdens, hardships, false sense of responsibility, unprocessed and unhealed pain and emotions, negative emotions, right? The wrong relationships, right? These are negative weights that we have that would cause us to go in the wrong direction. We will be speeding. We're heavy, but we're heavy with the wrong things, right? Positive weight would be things like your peace, right? Your joy, your happiness. You want to be heavy and happy so that you can speed towards your destiny, right? When you can effectively process your feelings and your emotions, you're not acting rash and irrational, right? Healthy relationships, that's heavyweight. When you have a set of healthy friends, right? That's heavyweight. That's weight that is good for you. Your confidence, your motivation, you being your true self, you want to be heavy in that, right? So that builds the power and the momentum that you need to keep going in the right direction. So you can have power, you can have the weight, but no direction. What good is it to be full of power and to be heavy and not go anywhere, right? You need a force behind you to move, right? If you have no drive, if you have no motivation, no fire, you will not have momentum, okay? You have the ability to, right? But you need the motivation and the drive behind that, which is that force to push you to continue going in the direction that you are supposed to be going. The direction you're going and the speed that you are going in that direction and the weight that you carry, all of these have equal impact on your momentum. You need to pay attention to what weight you have. If it's negative weight, it's carrying you in the wrong direction. You're speeding in the wrong direction the more weights you put on yourself, right? If it's negative weight, things that are not positive, you could be weighed down with thoughts. You can be weighed down with emotions. If it's negative weight, you're speeding fast in the wrong direction. Okay? So pay attention to what you are listening to. What you are listening to can be adding weight to you. Are you listening to negative things? Are you constantly around people that tell you you can't do something? Right? You want to change that around. That's unnecessary. That's heavyweight. That is negative. Okay. Think about the knowledge that you have, the positive information that you have obtained. Are you using this? Do you have momentum in using the knowledge that you have? Once you use the knowledge that you have, you now have wisdom, right? Because wisdom is the application of knowledge. Okay. If you're not using what you have, you don't really have it. You have not obtained wisdom if you're not using the knowledge that you have. You don't really have it. It's not something you possess, right? So if it's not something you really have, it can easily leave, right? You can know a whole lot of things, but if you don't do anything with it, you start forgetting what you know, right? We can say that, hey, I know this or I heard this, but if we don't do anything about it, we are not possessing, we're not taking ownership of that knowledge, of that information. Okay. Whatever we've heard in school, whatever we've learned on our jobs, whatever we've learned from our parents, things that are taught to us, if we don't use it, we will lose it. right? You have to put things in practice. It does no good to have a whole lot of knowledge, a whole lot of power, a whole lot of influence if you do nothing with it, right? This all has to do with your momentum and how fast you're going, how quickly you get there, how quickly you can get to your goal, right? We've been taught and we've heard and we've seen and we've experienced a lot of things, right? We have a lot of information, and every second we don't do something with it, we don't use it, we lose it, right? So when you hear it, use it so that more can be given to you, right? And you have to put that in practice. You have to go somewhere with it, right? You have to have that motivation to do something with it, okay? The more you move, the reason why I'm talking about momentum and moving and going and doing something with what you know, with what you find out, is because the more you move, the more you gain momentum, right? And it keeps happening even quicker. And because it's happening quicker and you're speeding up, the less likely you will be stopped, right? The things that used to bother you before, because you've gained such a speed and you've gained so much power in this healthy weight, it doesn't even stop you. You will run right over it, right? But that takes practice. That takes you taking what you know and doing something about it, right? That means taking off all of that unnecessary weight, all of those unnecessary burdens, all of those people that you're carrying that is dragging you in the wrong direction, right? That's what you have to do to keep your momentum. Okay, all of those people that don't have boundaries, you didn't set boundaries for them. Set the boundaries, right? So you can get rid of that excess weight. Okay, so today's session was on momentum, right? You need the speed, you need the weight, the healthy weight. So if you've been feeling stagnant, you feel like you're going in the opposite direction, check where you're putting your power. Check which direction you're speeding towards, right? Check your weight. If it's negative weight, it doesn't matter. You're going in the wrong direction. A lot of times we keep people and thoughts and ideas around that are negative. And you find yourself, you can never get to where you're trying to go, right? Because every single time that idea will pop in your mind, that thought, that feeling will pop up in your mind, that person will pop up on your phone, right? That negative weight that is causing you and dragging you in the opposite direction from where you should be going. Okay. And so remember, with momentum, the faster you go, the harder it is for you to be stopped. Okay. The heavier you are with healthy weight, the harder it is for you to be stopped. The little bumps in the road will be little bumps in the road, and they will no longer seem like mountains, right? Because you've built up a momentum, you've built up a power, you've built up your motivation and your drive, you've built up your confidence, you know who you are. And so it causes you to have a steady motion, right? And nothing stops you. So increase your momentum, get out of that stagnant place, okay? And today I want to end with this statement. Today is the day for the new me, to follow the instructions, to be the example for my peers. I will be understanding. I will be more open to learn how to respond, okay? To feel happy about all the things that once affected me. I am somebody's answer today and in the future. Your momentum is attached to someone else's destiny, okay? If you have children, the speed that you're going, that's attached to the speed that they'll go. You want them to take the torch and pass it. You don't want them to have to start over like you did, okay? You want them to see you always moving, that forward movement, not allowing things to drag you down, to hold you down, to keep you in the same place, okay? The people that are connected to you, people past, present, and in the future. Let them find you moving. And if you run into people that are not moving, if you're not able to motivate them, that's a negative weight. Okay. And that can slow you down because you can be so focused on getting them moving, you're not realize you're no longer moving. You're now slowed down and going in the direction towards them, which is behind you. Okay. So pay attention to your movements, lack of movement. If you've completely stopped, now is the time to let go of that negative weight and to push forward and move. Even if it's little steps, just keep moving. Keep going forward. You will build up the momentum that you need that will give you that drive and that force and that power to where you will increase speed. Thank you all for listening. Have a great day.